another Colorful Keto with Dory. So today, I don't know, let's start with the hair because I curled my hair for the first time since my haircut. I'm not really sure how I feel about it. I think it's kind of cute, but then I think in the combination of, I decided to darken my eyebrows today, and now I'm like, you look weird. Which is like one of those things you don't notice until you're like, okay, well, the lighting in my kitchen I was planning. That's so smooth, Jory, so smooth. So today, we actually have a lot of different things to talk about, and I'm not really sure where to start. I think the best place to start is April. April is 3 years of keto for me. So I think the best place to start is to tell you guys a little bit about how I found keto and how I ended up on this path. Because I never, trust me when I say I never intended this. Like, I was the kind of person who didn't diet. If I decided I was going to go on a diet, I would stick to it for 2 or 3 days, and then I would be like, well, I didn't lose any weight. I didn't lose 5 pounds, and I've been eating healthy for 3 whole days, so clearly I deserve a donut. And that was sort of my experience with dieting before I found keto. So I kind of found keto by accident. I know some of you have heard a little bit of my story and some of you haven't. So originally, my start weight was 290 pounds, and when my son was 13, I decided to have weight loss surgery. Now, it wasn't a decision I came to lightly. It's a decision that I had been contemplating for years and years and years, and honestly, the triggering moment for me was my mother's heart attack. Her first heart attack, and then she had 2 strokes after that, and I realized that I was only 10 years from that. I was only 10 years away from my mother's diabetes, her stroke, her heart attack, the gout that she got due to her diabetes. And I realized then that I really needed to make a change. And that's when I had my weight loss surgery. I had gastric sleeve placation almost 9 years ago. And if you guys are more curious about that, we can totally do a separate live, a whole bunch of different things. My Facebook keeps glitching in and out. Sorry, guys. But there are several different types of weight loss surgery and different things that are involved with those. So if you guys want to talk more about weight loss surgery sometime, we can definitely do a totally separate live about that. So I had managed to lose 130 pounds with my surgery, and I was doing pretty good. I was happy for the most part. I will say my body shape didn't change. That's one thing I noticed before I started keto, is that although I got smaller, I went from a size 26 to a size 14, I still had the same body shape. My body still looked exactly the same, just smaller version of. So I still had 3 distinct stomach rolls. I still had 3 distinct back rolls. They just were smaller. So when my mom passed away, I went through a really hard emotional time. A lot of that was kind of left on my plate when my mom passed away. It was left for me to take care of Jacob, which is the special needs adult that I take care of. He's lived with my mom pretty much my whole life, since I was 10. So I started to really emotional eat and binge eat. And although I had already had weight loss surgery and that limited the amount that I could eat, I got smart and I learned how to out-eat my surgery, because I couldn't eat a whole chocolate bar anymore, but I could have a bite of one now, and I can have a bite of one later and another bite later. And eventually I was to the point where I was eating a chocolate bar every day. So there isn't any way to not gain weight. I had decided that it didn't really matter what I ate, because I ate such a small amount. So I was eating junk food. I was eating garbage. I didn't really change my eating habits right away because just limiting how much I ate, I was able to see some results. So I regained 20 pounds after my mom passed away, and it was devastating. I was really upset to gain back weight. And although it wasn't much of the weight that I had lost, it was only 20 of 130 pounds, it might as well have been 100. I was so heartbroken that I had gone through all of this and now I was gaining weight. So at that time, my best friend had come across the latest weight loss shake. That's kind of how it happened. She sent me some photos. She said, oh, there's this new shake. I want to take it. People are getting really, really good results. Let's do this together. So we agreed that we would buy 1 month's supply of shakes to split, and we would do them each for the 2 weeks. And that's what we would do. Those shakes happen to be called Keto OS, which is a Prove It product, if you guys are familiar now. And when the shakes arrived, she called me the day they arrived, and girl, she was excited. Like, bless her soul, she was excited. And she was like, oh my God, Dory. Oh my God, Dory. So I was doing my research on how to make the best use of these shakes, and there's a whole diet. There's a whole diet. And I was not impressed. I won't lie. I swore at her face. I did. I don't do that. Like, don't swear at your friends. It's not nice. But I did, because her and I had weight loss surgery together. She knew I had no intentions of going on a diet. I agreed to take a shake. I never said I would do a diet. And I was very, very unhappy with her. Like, the nerve of you to say the D word to me. If you want to be my friend, I suggest you back up slowly, smile, and nod. Just like that. And she said to me, you know what, Dory, you're gonna like this diet. It's not like anything you've ever heard of before. It's totally different. You're gonna love it. I'm gonna send you a video. It's 29 minutes long. It's a long watch, but promise me you're gonna watch the whole thing. And I was mad. I was mad even that I promised. I won't lie. I picked up my phone and I looked at the video she sent me, and I thought, that's right, diet guy, I don't like your face. I don't like your face. So why don't you tell me about this awesome diet of yours? And I won't lie, it started out bad. Like, it started out bad. He started out by talking about bulletproof coffee, and I was like, ooh, dude, butter in your coffee, you're so gross. If I hadn't promised I was going to watch you, I'd already turned this off. You're gross. And then something magical happened. He said bacon. And I was like, hello, Big Daddy. Tell me more about this bacon you speak of. I like bacon. And he started to talk about all the other foods I love, cheese and heavy cream and whole foods and all of the things that I love. And even though I decided I hated that video, that guy's face was stupid. I'm just saying, like, no offense, guy, if I ever meet you later down the road, your face was stupid. Sorry, I didn't know what to say about that. But at the end of that video, I decided, you know what, that really makes sense. It makes sense to me. That sounds like what I should be eating. Ancestrally, it's what my people would have eaten. You know, I'm a prairie people. We would have eaten meat, fat, and a little bit of berries and nuts in the spring, and that's what I would have eaten. So at the end of that video, I called her back, and I did apologize for swearing at her face, because that was rude. Don't do that. And I said, well, you know what? You can send me a little bit more information about your diet, I suppose. And it was me. I was the one who got all excited. I was the one who was all in. I told my family that day that I was gonna start keto. I didn't even know what keto meant. I had watched one video, I was excited, I was ready to go, and I was ready to start this new lifestyle. I decided right away it wasn't a diet, because then it didn't have any of the past diet guilt attached to it. I think for me, that was the key in that moment when I decided I was going to do it. I decided it wasn't a diet. I was making healthy lifestyle changes. I only have to make one a day. I don't have to be perfect. I don't have to know everything. I can learn it as I go. And that was the first time in my life I ever just jumped into something. I'm not that person. Like, I will tell you guys, I have very high anxiety about things that I'm not good at. So I've always been that person that would try something, and if I wasn't good at it right away, I would give up because, well, clearly I'm not very good at that. So why would I waste my time doing it? And keto was the first thing that I ever decided it didn't really matter. It didn't matter if I knew everything. It didn't matter if I knew nothing. I could just start. And I started just by Googling low carb options, keto options. So, for example, if I wanted to make something, I would just Google low carb version of that and I would make it. And a little bit at a time, I learned about keto. It took me probably, I would say, about 2 months to really understand what keto is and how it works. Then it took me another 2 months to get a handle on how to cook the food to an ease. Do you know what I mean? To the point where I wasn't stressing out every day. What was I going to make? How was this going to be different? And it became my everyday life. Within 2 months of that, I realized I could make anything I wanted, and I started creating recipes. And that kind of happened by accident too. I mean, I just was trucking along. I was doing my thing. I was having a good time. And then I saw that sparkle cappuccino video on Facebook. I know you guys have seen it because it's been flooding everywhere for years. It wasn't even new when I saw it, but I saw it and I was like, I need this. I need this in my life. I need some sparkle today. It was a Friday. It was gloomy. It was miserable. And Google had never failed me. So I started to search for sparkle bulletproof coffee because I wanted one. And I couldn't find one. And I thought, you know what? I have sparkles. I totally have sparkles. So I ran in the house and I made my very first ever recipe. And I called it white chocolate unicorn sparkle bulletproof coffee. And I was so proud of myself because I made something. I created something that didn't exist. So if you guys ever hear me say, hi, I'm Dory, creator of Unicorn Sparkle Bulletproof Coffee. Now you'll know why I'm so proud of that, because it was the moment when I went from eating food to creating food. It was literally that light switch, that moment when I realized that I don't have to miss any of the good things. If there's something I want, I can make a version of it. I can create it. And that moment changed my life. Like, I don't know whatever would have happened if I hadn't seen that sparkle video, because once you create something, even just one time, then you realize you can do that all the time. If you want cake, you can make keto cake. If you want bread, you can make keto bread. If you want chips, you can make keto chips. And it really opens up a whole new world. And I didn't come into it prepared. So just like any other diet that I would have tried before, I was really excited. Day 1, day 2, by day 3, I decided I hated my own face, and why would I want to be healthy anyways? I could just be fat and happy. Like, you could just do that. Like, you just stay fat, be happy, and not suffer. And then I started to fall into that old pattern of dieting brainwashing, where I started to make a list of all the things that I would never eat again. And I'll tell you what, I mourned. Like, I mourned in truth. I made a list of all the things I would never eat again. I punished myself for the list. I berated myself for deciding to be healthy. You know, you could have a donut, but no, you've decided you want to be healthy. Way to go, Dory. Way to go. And once I switched from focusing on the foods I can't have and started focusing on the foods I can have, that's when it got easy. That's when my world changed. And now when I look at a recipe that's not keto, my brain automatically starts to convert it. As soon as I look at something, my first thought is, how do I make that keto? I can make that keto. I can do that. So my goal is to get you guys from I can't have to I don't want. Because if you don't want things, you don't miss those things. If you make a version of the things you want, you're not missing them. You won't ever go off track if you're happy with what you're eating. That's the bottom line. If you're happy every day in your food choices and what you get to eat and you enjoy it and it's beautiful and it's delicious, why would you go off track? There really isn't any reason to. So for me, that's what I focus a lot on, is helping you guys create the foods that you want. And for me, that's super exciting. So if you know anyone who needs recipes that are egg-free, nut-free, dairy-free, you name it, I love a challenge. When somebody messages me and says, I can eat these 5 things, can you make me a recipe? That's my favorite, because that's really a challenge. That really gets my brain working and thinking about options. And for me, I think that's one of the most exciting things about keto, is that it's limitless. There are so many options, so many things that you can do, and so many things that you can make. It's fun. So I want to talk to you guys a little bit about, you know how I started keto. I want to talk to you a little bit about how things have progressed over the last 3 years. So when I first started doing keto, and I first started my keto page, my group, my Instagram, all of that was around about October of 2017. So I started keto in April of 2017. So May, June, July, August, September, October. By 6 months down the road, I was happy, I was comfortable, I was loving what I was eating, and I was already at the point where I felt like I had something to share with people. So I want to encourage you that if you're on your journey, share that with people. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be polished. You will get better. I promise. My first couple lives were so awkward and so uncomfortable. And when I watch them back now, I'm like, cringe fest. Like, cringe fest. But you get there when you get there. You'll never get there if you don't start. Your first video will be weird. It will be uncomfortable. It will be awkward. It might even be sideways. Mine was. I'm so smooth that my very first Facebook Live was sideways and it had no sound. But I still was excited enough to do it again and to create new things and just to keep going and having a great time with you guys. It hasn't always been easy. For the food part, it has. Honestly, there hasn't been a time in the last 3 years where I thought, oh, I hate this. I gotta quit doing this. I can't keep it up. It just has never happened for me. But something did happen. I have regained weight in the last year, and not because I'm doing anything differently, not because I'm eating any differently, not because I've gone off plan, but because, dun dun dun, hormones. Hello, hormones. The difference between being 40 and, creeping up on 45 is catching up with me. And at my lowest weight on keto, I made it all the way down to 145. Currently, I'm 160. So in the last year, I have regained 15 pounds, even though I'm doing the things, right? Like, you could be doing all of the things and you might not be losing weight, or you might be gaining weight, or you might not be properly maintaining. So this year, we're going to come full circle, and I'm going to try some biohacking, and I'm going to see if I can't kick these hormonal issues in the butt. And we've talked a little bit, a few times, about the benefits of exogenous ketones, and I'm at the point right now where I'm willing to try something. I think part of my issue is that my cortisol level is high. There isn't any way to lower stress right now. That just isn't going to happen. And I think that maybe my ketone levels aren't high enough. So I'm going to give it a shot. I will never say that you need exogenous ketones to be successful on keto. I've done it for 3 years without. But with hormone issues, with imbalances, sometimes not all of that will heal on its own. I have been slowly but surely healing my body a little bit at a time. And I think I'm at the point where I'm a little bit frustrated, and I kind of want to kick it up a little bit. I want to try something different. I'm going to say it out loud, I might even exercise. I don't know. I keep telling you guys I'll exercise, and then I never do. So I just don't know. I feel like a big liar every time I say, I'm going to exercise. Because the truth of it is I'm not motivated to exercise. I'm not. But I would like to continue healing my body and feeling good and feeling healthier. So I'm super lucky. I don't even know how to tell you guys how blessed I am. Dr. Jeremy, and he's Doc Jeremy on Instagram, Dr. Jeremy Thornton on Facebook, sent me some samples to try. So I've got some keto creams, I've got some ketones, and we're going to make recipes with these too. So if you guys are taking ketones, if you want to try them, if you're looking for recipes to make with them, we're going to do some of that. And for me, it is really literally coming full circle. I never would have heard the word keto 3 years ago if it hadn't been for a keto shake. I didn't continue taking them back then. And honestly, the advice that I got from the lady who sold them to me is a lot of the reason why I didn't. I didn't understand what they're for or how they work. They were sold to me the same as any other miracle shake. Take this for 2 weeks. Don't worry about it. Don't do anything different. Lower your carbs a little, and you're going to lose a ton of weight. So at the end of 2 weeks, when I didn't lose a ton of weight, I was really disappointed. Unfortunately, she wasn't really very clear with me about how ketones work and why they work and the benefits of them. I wouldn't have seen a huge amount of weight loss just by taking them that way. And for me, it's not so much about the weight loss, it's about the hormonal issues I'm having right now. Because it's not, trust me, it's not the end of the world that I regained 15 pounds. I did feel a little bit too small at a size 5 anyways. I was starting to feel a little bit like my legs were too skinny, and once you outgrow the smallest pants, then you're hooped. Like, I have jiggly thighs. I need pants that are going to hold that thighs in. And I was really getting to the point where there wasn't any hope for that anymore. So this year, we're going to kind of restart. I'm still going to eat keto. I'm not going to do anything differently other than we're going to add ketones to my journey and see what happens. See if I have more energy. See if I'm sleeping better at night. And you guys can come along with me on that journey, and I will share with you what I feel and how's been going on and what I think of the flavors and all of that stuff. So again, I never pressure you guys to buy anything, and I'm not saying you have to or that you need them. This is a choice that I'm making for me because of the point that I am in my journey. I know that I'm solid with keto. I'm solid. I'm good. I love it. It's never going to change from being my lifestyle. But I'm kind of at a rut with not so much my weight, but my body composition as well. So I have been really seeing a lot of benefit since I started keto with the shape of my body changing. And that's more what I'm looking forward to than a number on the scale. Because at the end of the day, the scale only calculates the gravity's pull on you. That's it. It has no bearing on who we are or how we feel about ourselves if we don't let it. So I should probably take an even weight today, just so that I know where we're starting at, maybe weight measurements. Should I take some new pictures too? I just don't know. I won't lie. Every time I think I should take more pictures and then I don't, and then later I'm like, why didn't I take pictures? I probably should have. So I'll give it some thought. I'll probably take some before pictures today, just so that we have kind of a gauge. And again, I'm not focusing on weight loss really all that much. So I don't expect to see a huge loss of weight. And I kind of am really happy at the 160. I would like to tone. I would like to have my body shape a little bit better, but I'm okay with the weight of the scale. I'm okay with the number that it's telling me right now. If I didn't lose another pound at this point of my journey, I would be okay with that. I'm okay with being 160, but I would like to get ahead of the hormonal issues that I'm having. Now, I will tell you guys that the way I know it's beginning is because I'm starting to get my period more than once a month now. And that's a problem. I'm not all happy with like the pre-menopausey stuff. It's not super fun. So we're going to see if taking some ketones is going to help with that, or if it's not. The worst thing that can happen is I'm going to say, you know what, I didn't really see it helping me. But from the stories that I've heard and the benefits that I've seen other people receive from them, it's worth a shot. Honestly, for me at this point, it's worth a shot to try it and see what happens. So while I have you guys on live, I figured I would show you how I'm going to have my first half serving of ketones today. So Dr. Jeremy sent me these as well, and let's try the unicorn one because I've not yet tried the unicorn one. And these ones, you don't have to mix them. They're just a pre-made up in a can. When you first start taking ketones, it's best to have a half of a serving at one time and then the other half of the serving, and see how it affects you, just so that you don't have any issues with them. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to make an ice cream float, because hello, ice cream and floats, and duh, like why not? Why wouldn't you? And this one is a unicorn one, so we're going to make a unicorn ice cream float, and I have just enough ice cream, no sugar added. This one does have sucralose as the sweetener, but for option wise of what I can get locally, I don't mind this one. It's not the bestie best. If you have an option with a better keto sweetener, I would recommend that. But for me, this is kind of the option that I get if I want something sugar-free. So then we're going to add half of a can of the unicorn. And then I have just some carbonated water that I'm going to add to it as well. And that will be my first serving for today. And today will be my first official day that I'm going to start taking ketones regularly and see if they help me. Oh, that is like super, super sour. I love it. Oh, I think that is definitely the most sour unicorn drink I've ever had. I love it. Like, man, that has got some power. Look at this weird. I have like one piece of hair just sticking out all weird. Snazzy. And again, I'm not really sure about the curling of the hair. I kind of like it, but I'm just not sure. Hello, Miss Kim, Cindy, Deborah, on Facebook. Candy, it's so nice to see you guys. So, I'm curious what you guys are up to, how you've been keeping busy during self-quarantine. I have been harassing my pets, like, so much. Oh my God. Right before I hopped on live, I made a new video for Kaya, so I'm going to post it on Instagram when I get off, but Kaya knows how to ice skate. I'm just saying. Just stay tuned. You guys are going to laugh. You're going to laugh so hard. I found the best sound from Hi, I'm Tatum. Or Hi, this is Tatum. That's what it is. Hi, this is Tatum. And I made a sound for Kaya. But I've been doing a lot of that. Just hanging out at home. Jacob's day program is closed. So for me, the only difference is I don't get any alone time right now. Normally, Jacob goes to his day program from 9 until 3, Monday to Friday, which is usually when I do the bulk of my lives and my content for you guys. So I'm kind of, adjusting schedule-wise lately. My family is still working, Al and Isaac, part-time because they're essential workers, and they've been switching between days and nights. So it's been interesting at my house, and I think my pets are sick to death of me. I think they're like, seriously, send help. Mom is bored. Send help. Oh, I was bugging Mister yesterday while he was napping, and I didn't even feel bad because I was like, dude, that's what you get. Like, you wake me up at stupid o'clock in the morning. What are you doing napping in the middle of the afternoon? No, I don't think so. Time to wake up. So let me know what you guys are up to and what you want to do while we're on self-quarantine and we're all stuck at home. Miss Alexia, are you still interested in doing a manicure date? Because I was thinking that we should do that. We should sit down and I can show you guys how to do a manicure at home. I am certified as an esthetician and I can give you guys tips and tricks. I mean, it's not any official training, but I can give you the basic how to give yourself a nice manicure or pedicure at home so that we can keep on top of some of those things. So let me know what kind of stuff you guys want to do while we're stuck at home. Yes, I think we should do our nails. I really think we should. I wear gel polish, but I can show you guys the same basic technique for either gel or regular polish, whichever you prefer. We can talk about different products, what you need, what you don't need, all of that stuff too. Because I think we could all use a little self-care, a little self-love, feel a little fancy. I need to feel fancy. Today is the first day that I curled my hair and put on makeup in a really long time. And now I'm like, I look weird. It's been too many days since I've put on any makeup. So I guess I should record some TikToks while I'm looking all snazzy. Have an amazing day, guys. And as always, reach out if you have any questions, if you're learning about keto, if you're learning about making your social medias, send me a message. I love helping you guys do that. I love seeing your content. I love seeing you guys out there. I love knowing that you're having fun and enjoying yourselves. And of all the things in the world, technology should never be what holds us back. So if that's the part that's holding you back, hit me up. I'm a super good splainer. Ask Joette. I'm like the best splainer ever. I'm really good at step by step, follow this, do this, click that. Oh, look, here's a screenshot of how to do it. So if you guys ever think, you know what, I want to do that, Dory's so smooth, I want to be smooth like that, you can too. If you guys want to know where I teach all of that stuff, I have a Facebook group and it's called The Science of Being Social. And that's where I teach you guys all about different social medias, different platforms, how to edit, how to cut things together, how to network, how to make friends to network with online. So if you guys are at that part of your journey and you're ready, come be social with us. And together we shall take over the world. you know what? If I can inspire 10 people and they can inspire 10 people and they can inspire 10 people, baby, that's how we get keto to the mainstream. So join me. Come with me. We're going to have fun. We'll be silly. And I promise, if it's anything, it'll never be boring. Cheers. Come hang out with me, guys. Have an awesome day. And let's get together and do our nails tomorrow. If you have any polish, if you have any gel, if you have any decals, anything you guys have, get it all pulled together. We're going to come back tomorrow, same time, 2 p.m. Mountain, and let's get our nails did. And we'll be all pretty. And then we could be like, look at me, I'm PMS. Have a great day, guys. I love you so much. And thank you for staying on this journey with me and for coming with me and being there with me for the last 3 years. I never imagined that I would wake up one day and it would be 3 years later. But Joette said to me today, and she's not wrong, time flies when you're having fun. Bye, guys. Have a great day.